All right, hi, I'm Tracy, and this is Cyrus, my 4-year-old who helps me with all my craft projects. Hi, Marion. Hi, everybody. I'm really excited to show you the book that I've finished for the January 2012 challenge. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. The papers are absolutely beautiful, and I'm really excited to show you what I've done for this challenge. Thanks for looking. So here's my book, and what I decided to do as far as binding it was using the wire rings. I think these are from Seven Gypsies, I'm not sure, but this was able to hold all this bulk, and I wanted to use the bind it all, but I saw up front that this was going to be kind of big, so I just decided to use regular 3 rings, but then I went to these wire rings here, and I added some flowers to have a little bit of 3D on the front, and I put gel medium over the covers, the front and back, to make it a little more durable. For day 1, what I decided to use my book for was to show ways that I'm creative, to ways that I could be more creative, and things that I've done to try to be more creative. And the first day I have a card that goes in here that I will try to be more creative, and I drew a picture in the back, but it doesn't fit in the envelope. I made it a little too big, and I tried to be creative and punch holes to make it fit, but that didn't work either, so I'm going to have to do something else for that. But the first day I decided that I had a friend who was really upset and she had a bad day at work, so I told her that my spoon was afraid of, even my spoon was afraid of my cooking, so I thought that was pretty creative. And so that was day 1, and then I journaled. In day 2 and I used a flower to hold it closed, and day 2 I decided to organize in order to see what I had, and thought that that would help me be more creative. And down the line I'll show you a page where I took a class actually on organization, so that helped out a lot. Day 3, and I'm going to go through these really quick. What I really encourage you to do is, if you're interested in something like this, to go to Marion's website. You can go to apieceofcraft.com, all one word, or Marion Smith Designs, and I'll put those in the comments of my video. But each day she has a separate page that you can use for your journal, and they turn out really cute. The only thing that I was sad about was having to cover up the papers, but what I did was I got her papers and then added my pictures to it in the journaling. So this is page 3, and these are some Prima buttons down here, I believe. And this is my son, and this talks about how just in the middle of us playing we decided to have a picnic outside, so that was that. I felt like that was kind of spontaneous and somewhat creative. So, and then this is day 4. Excuse me, been really sick, so I've got kind of a sore throat. But what I did was, he was working on a craft or a project right when I was working on a project. So what I did was I took a picture of that, and I put what he was working on in this envelope to keep forever. And then I wrote about that, and this was kind of like the picture of what I was working on and what he was working on at the same time. And then for day 5, I took a picture of my son. Also, he's 4.5, doing the alphabet, and that's one of his favorite things, the alphabet and numbers. So I took a picture of him, and even though he does the alphabet every single day, all day long, he decided to do it kind of fancy and different. And some of these pages I rounded off, and I used black ink around the whole thing, which I thought was so awesome. It's kind of different. I'm used to using brown, and I decided to go with all black on the edges on this, and it looks really cute. And this is day 6, and this is a pocket with a tag in it, and I took pictures of my son had drawn hopscotch and the alphabet again on the driveway outside, and I put some thing up this, some ribbon. And this was, you know, just talks about his creativity outside, and you know, it doesn't matter where he's at, he'll, you know, find a way to do something creative. And day 7, I figured I could be kind of creative with food, and I bought a waffle maker, and we made waffles that day, and they were really good. And so that was the picture of that. Day 8 is a transparency, which is just so cute. And I sewed, don't know if you can see this, but I sewed, yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but I sewed the 2 ends to have that closed, so it didn't show any tape or anything like that. So I'm losing something. And then this is a plaque that was given to me. It's a yard plaque that was given to me by a student when I was teaching. I taught 5th grade math and I taught science. And so it was given to me, and I thought that was really pretty, and you know, it kind of showed me that you can have creative things outside too, and that's what it talks about, and that goes in there. And day 9, I got a new computer, and you'd think it would help me, but so far I haven't got it set up right and having a hard time with it. But I got the new computer, and I used half of a kind of a doily there for that, and I made a card, and this comes with it. This is for day 9. You get the pocket and the envelope, and I made a card, excuse me, for the inside. And I use Velcro, and I talk about, you know, how my husband is, you know, he's more of a science kind of guy, so he doesn't really understand the craft and the creativity and so forth, but yet he still does things for me so I can get my stuff done. And this is day 10, and these are my guys. This is my son and my husband, and we were out at a restaurant, and I put a charm around here with some twine, and I actually used, this is from Marion's, this is half of a ticket from Marion's Christmas journal book, and so what I did was I took half of that and I used it as a pull, and the other half I will show you, it's a couple pages down, put a charm on it, and then, you know, obviously, hold on just a second, Beth, what? Sorry about that. So we were at the restaurant, and obviously I can look at other people's artwork and see what's hanging, and, you know, that it was really nice to just see, you know, there were more, but there was only really room for one picture on this day, but, you know, it talks about, you know, going to the restaurant and, you know, enjoying the art that they have there. Now this is one of my favorite days because I love Donna Downey also. And so this was, she does Inspiration Wednesdays, where she has a book that she goes through and she just creates. And so this was a picture of her book, and she said, you know, make sure you write this down somewhere today. And so I just put this as a separate picture, because then this page for the 11th, I put her quote down. And this is also one of Marion Smith's tags from her journal, or travel journal, that I have also, because love Marion. And so I'm going to write something there, I'm sure, but I haven't done anything yet. But it says, know who you are, know what you want, and be brave. So I wrote that down, and then I journaled about it. And then I actually, since watching Donna, I love watching her and how she makes wires, figures and stuff like that, and she makes all kinds of paintings, and so I did one of those and added that to it. And for 12, what I did was I put fabric, the sticky back canvas, on piece of cardstock and put it through the printer, and so I printed this out. And I know Marion said she had went through a lot to make it look like fabric, so I totally went with that and had it fabric. And what I had on this day, and I didn't journal on the back of it yet, but I made a card, and I saw this on Pinterest, and so I pinned it and really, really loved the hearts, and so I made this card based on that. And then I talk about how, you know, it's really neat and easy to, you know, kind of, I don't want to say copy, but, you know, obviously copy what someone else has done, because would I've come up with this by myself? No. But, you know, I really like it, and so I just talk about that, you know, how it's kind of a fine line, and, you know, this whole journey for me is trying to come up with stuff of my own. So just to go a little bit faster, this is day 13, and it comes with a card, and I put a picture of me. It's very orange on the, we were supposed to do something for ourselves, so I bought some paper, some handmade paper, and I glossy accented the butterfly to use as a tag. And so I talk about that. And day 14 is one page, and I also got this from Pinterest, and kind of like funny things make me feel creative. So this was something that someone had made, and I put lace behind it just to soften it up a little bit. I rounded the corners to soften it, and then you can still see the designs behind it. This is day 15, and this comes with the card, and here's the other half of that tag that I was telling you about from her Christmas line. And this is the other half of the doily that I used, and I bunched it up, made it into a flower. And this is talking about how, you know, I go to stores, all kinds of stores, to see, you know, what's out there and what's new to use for anything creative. This is day 16, and what I did was I painted my nails that day like a snowman. I love snowmen, so that was, you know, another way of course, being creative with your nails and so forth. And so I wrote about that. Excuse me. And this is what I was talking about. There was a class, Organization Week, by Julie Fan Balzer, sorry. And so it was free, and it was her everyday journal, and so her blog. So I took that class, and so I wrote about that. And then I also took a class called Creative Jumpstart 2012, and I wrote down all the artists, and it was 28 artists or companies. Prima was one of them, and Scrapbook Adhesives was another one. So I wrote about that, and oh, where's my picture? There's supposed to be a picture that has the Creative Jumpstart on it, but sorry, that's supposed to be a picture there. And here's my son, and all these pages are so pretty. This one is especially. So, like I was saying, this paper is especially pretty, and I know I've heard a couple of other people saying how much they loved this page in particular. This one, we were at the bank, and when we walked in, they have this huge activity box that my son could play with while I was sitting there doing some stuff. So this was really cute, that his spontaneity, and I wrote a quote about opportunity on this page. This is day 19. So this is day 20, and where we went, this nice gentleman was making balloons, and so he made him a balloon ball, and so that was pretty creative to me too. On day 21, I love this, and I did my homage to Starbucks and coffee, I guess you could say, because that seems to, everybody talks about that and their creativity. In this bow here, I just tied a bow, and I had the knot on the other side. This right here, the 22nd, this is an envelope with a card, which I love, and I did home repair on that day, so I talk about doing things around the house and being creative that way. Day 23. These are 3 paintings that I did. Seeing Donna Downey and seeing the stuff that she has available. I did these 3 paintings. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can see it very good right there. But anyway, I wrote about that, and I took pictures of. I had different sayings, but I made this exactly like she did. I just thought it was so neat and so pretty, so I tried to see what I could do with it. And it says, my quote for gratitude is, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." And so that's my quote for the gratitude. And then I made a heart with wings for love. And then I did one for cherish. And of course she did those sleeves just like that. And I tried to do, something just like hers, and I painted and so forth. So I have these above my sink where I wash dishes, so I can see them all the time, and they're very pretty to me, to everyone. And this one right here it says slide feet first. I took my son out, and this one is an envelope. Oh, bad news. I took a picture of him, and he's going down a slide, and it says slide feet first, but of course he doesn't. He goes down face first. So I'm talking about, I'm not saying break the rules or anything like that, but a lot of times you have to see that everybody's doing it a certain way. You don't have to, I guess, is what I was kind of getting from that. And day 25, went to Staples, and I hadn't been there in a long time, and Martha Stewart has a whole new line out of stuff. So even though I'd said before, going to the store, this was like a whole new thing that I'd never seen. On the 26th and 27th, I was sick. My son was sick the week before, and so I got sick, and so took a picture of him and I. He had said he was going to come take care of me. And this is Prima paper. I think it's called Pixie Glen, and I wasn't able to get the pages for that day, so I used both of these Pixie Glen, and I antiqued them with one of the distress inks, I can't remember. And then so I took pictures on the 27th. I actually had to go to the doctor, so I took pictures there. And this was a painting that's in the doctor's office that I always love, and so I took a picture of it. And I love day 28. I mean, I say everyone's my favorite when I see them, but this is really cute too. It's the envelope and with the card that comes in it. And this one is about my dog. It was her birthday. She's 11 years old. I know she looks like a puppy, but she's not. She's 11, and I talk about her and her health problems and so forth, and how every day is new to her, and so it doesn't matter. She's going through all this stuff, but she's still loves to do her favorite things, so I talk about that. The 29th, I have art journals that I do that took another class from Julie Faye Fenpolzer, and it was, you know, art journaling every day, so I took a class. And then Donna Downey, I made this from her art journal that she has. You can buy the pattern. I was going to say recipe, but you can buy the pattern to make one of your own art journal books, and so I write about that. And then on the 30th, this is BJ's. It's a restaurant we have here. They do pizza. I'm in Texas, so they do pizza and all that kind of stuff, and famous for their root beer. And so my thing was, you know, when all else fails, you know, go out and get dinner to go or something like that to give yourself more time to get through things or do stuff. Anyway, that's that. And this is also a page from Marion's travel journal that I printed. That was totally, and this is another one. And I hated to cover this up because this one's really cute behind this, but I had to put a picture. I wasn't able to get the last couple of pages, so I was having trouble with my computer. So I used these, which are absolutely adorable, and I think that's the one thing that everybody says, and I agree. Everything goes with everything. And so that Marion's made, so I love that, and put those in. And this card I like so much, I had to do it again, and so I took my son to an art gallery, and so we looked around at the art, and I thought that was really cute, so I made this into a pocket. This is actually the card that goes in this envelope, but I made it into a pocket, and I just absolutely love it. So there's my book. I absolutely love doing this challenge, and I'm going to keep this forever and go back, and I'm going to continue to add things because this was a gift to me, this charm, and I'm going to add stuff, and, you know, I guess maybe embellish it a little bit more, but, you know, I love the pages like they are, and so that's my journal. I hope you liked it, and I really am grateful for the chance to do this daily challenge with all you other ladies. I know I've seen some fantastic videos, and I just love it, so I can't say enough. Thanks, Marion. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and I hope I see you around YouTube really soon. Thanks. Bye.